Record button.
Ready?
All right, yeah, we're all set. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, this is a first for Tree Actions. We're here live at ISA Ontario, and with us here at the booth, we've got Noah Violini.
Hey, Dwayne, good to see you again, buddy.
Noah, it's great to see you. You know, you came all the way from the west coast, the left coast, to come on out here, and we were just sitting there talking. We met going all the way back to our high school days.
Yeah, I think 1987, was it?
87. Was it in? It was in
Vancouver. Yeah, in Vancouver. And wrestling, I was wrestling for BC. You were wrestling for
Saskatchewan,
right? Yeah.
That's
I think I had a tough time making weight then. I still have that issue.
But that's before our journey into the human forest even began. Were you doing tree work at that time?
I was, yeah. I started when I was 16 years old working for Steve Lush in Victoria.
I didn't know that, because my experience started a few years later at the University of Saskatchewan. Everybody, just so you know, we're doing a little interview here with Noah. We're going to get Noah on for a full-length feature, but we're just asking everyone a few questions about. So, would you describe to everyone how you actually got started then? Like, then you knew somebody, or how did you at 16?
Yeah, Steve Lush was my father's best friend, and I grew up in Nelson, where is in the interior BC, and I always had coastal blood in me, so I would go down the coast for the summers and work for Steve, learn to climb, and actually started a little tree service in the Kootenays when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what was climbing like for you back then?
Oh man, I got, this is what makes me feel old, Dwayne. I've got my old belt, and as you know, my son's in it now, and he looks at my old gear and just shakes his head. It was mostly spur climbing. I think I learned to, as Steve said, you'd put me on belay and fingernail up a tree with my hooks on, and that's how we learned.
Yep. I remember that. I remember very much for me too. It was like get up there, then tie in.
Yeah, tie in. And it was great when you're doing a removal because you strip it on the way down, and poor groundman had to deal with a big pile of brush.
Well, you always had 3 points of contact, but your hands and feet counted.
That's
like
right.
Your hand was a valid piece of this is good. Like, yeah, I'm holding on.
And like so often does happen in the arboriculture industry, as Noah mentioned, both our sons are now active climbers, and they compete together at tree climbing competitions, and it is a generational thing. What would you say has been the biggest contribution that being in the human forest and part of arboriculture has been for you, professionally and personally?
I think that I got to say that some of my best friends I've ever made have been in this industry, and to me, that's the best thing that's come out of it. I mean, I get to work with. Back in the day, being physical, which obviously I'm not doing so much of that anymore, but I love working physically. I love climbing trees. It was just being part of nature, and it's even to this day I have a little sawmill at home, and so when you're milling wood, you really get to see how it grows, how it compartmentalizes, and the friends I meet, Dwayne and I just took a picture together, and I sent him a picture of our sons together 6 months ago, and that's pretty cool, man. You can't do that in every industry.
No, that's true, and it is awesome. I was out with some students a couple days ago, and I was told them we were going to be doing that. I said, as a young person, what would you want to hear from someone that's been in the industry a while? And one of them said, ask them what their favorite tree or tree job was that sticks out most for them.
So you asking me this?
Yeah. What's your like prominent memory? The first one kind of pops into your head.
I think it might be because I have a newspaper article in my office on it, but years ago there was some flooding in Millstream River in Victoria, and the water was undermining all the banks, so these massive alder trees were coming over in the river, and I spent a good part of a couple of weeks up to my waist in water, completely unsafe, my tin hard hat on, bucking up this alder, and we'd have to use spar poles to get it to shore, splitting it and burning it on the side of the bank. I mean, that's what makes me feel old, buddy. You can't do that stuff anymore.
That's awesome, man. You call that hydro-arboriculture.
Yeah,
that's right.
Aquaculture, aqua arboriculture.
Well, this has been a sapling Tree Actions where we're just whetting your appetite, and we're going to be booking Noah in, if he's willing, for a full-length feature, sit down, and we can get into more detail. But thank you very much for giving us
thanks so much for joining us and being our guinea pig. You're the first one we've ever done this way.
Yeah.
Great to see you
Maybe
guys
it sounds
again.
like crap and we don't publish it. I don't know. It was awesome.
Thanks, Noah. Thank you.